Know I was a serious contender, and they never take me for real, because at that time people knew I was a good fighter, but they thought I was fighting tomato cans and flunks, and they didn't know. They said, this guy's not a real fighter. He's just fighting easy fights. So that's why my main objective was to decimate him. I wanted to take him out in one round. I wanted to really hurt him real bad.
Bangs the body. Wow, with that uppercut is Tyson. Catches him with a right left hook, and he goes down.
He represented my future, my life. He represented everything that I wanted in life. After the fight, I was just so, man, I was just so elated. I didn't know what to do. I just knew Cuss would have been proud if he was there to watch me win the championship. It was something that we always talked about.
And I'd like to dedicate my fight to my great guardian, Cuss D'Amato, and I'm sure he's up there and he's looking and he's talking to all the great fighters and saying his boy did it.
And smiling, that's right. What are your ambitions from here on out?
To unify the title.
I wore the championship belt for probably at least 3 weeks. Even when I went to the store, I just wore it around my waist. I was just very proud.
This heavy metal sound that you hear is Mike Tyson about to make his way in, I believe. Everything that Tyson does is intimidating. There he is. He comes out. He doesn't wear a coat in. He's worked up a full sweat. I want to tell you, the electricity in this crowd is awesome. I haven't felt like this since it was about 4 o'clock in the morning one morning. We're in a place called Kinshasa, Zaire, when Muhammad Ali came in against George Foreman for the heavyweight championship of the world. I've got goose pimples on my arms watching this event, and a lot of people in here do. The heavyweight champion of the world comes into the ring. This is why we're here. Tyson looks the way he always does when he walks in. He's here strictly for business. He's got that scornful look on his face. Hey, let's get it going. In a while, you see him push the leather back on his gloves. It's like he wants to get his knuckles closer to the leather so he can get them on somebody's face, namely Mike Spinks in a hurry. The right hand lands to the head of Mike Spinks. It's Tyson all the way here in round number 1. Vicious shots to the body. Nothing really heavy landing yet, but he's taking them. The uppercut. Body shot, down goes Mike Spinks for the first time. The count is up to 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. That was a body shot that took him down. Here comes Mike Spinks in. He leads to the right hand. Down he goes. I don't think he'll get up from this. Mike Spinks is laying flat on his back. The count is up to 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. He won't be able to do it. It's all over. Mike Tyson has won it. Spinks almost fell back through a dramatic first-round knockout for Mike Tyson. Unbelievable strike. It came in the first round. And now the question is, who in this world has any chance against this man?
Being champ of the world is nothing like it. When you're heavyweight champ of the world, you have to understand, being heavyweight champ of the world is great in itself, but being a particular type of heavyweight champ of the world is nothing like it. Being the same breath of like a Joe Louis or Muhammad Ali and those type of guys, there's nothing like it, where the whole world know who you are. Where you from the United States of America and you get off the plane in another country, it's like you never left home. Everybody in the whole country know who you are. I met the president of Chechnya, I met the president of Istanbul, I was celebrated in Russia. It's unbelievable. I've been to St. Petersburg, I've been to Moscow. They gave me a parade in Moscow. Who would ever think some poor boy from Brooklyn would get a parade in the city of Moscow? They don't even speak English over there. In Japan, they wrote comic books about me. I have comic books about me in Japan. I have little tangerine figures about me in Japan. I've been to Romania. I've been to Istanbul. I've been to Portugal. I've been all over the world. What do you want to know? I've been to Slovakia, Thailand. I met Gorbachev. I met Silvio Berlusconi. He's the Prime Minister of Italy. Mr. Mandela always asked me to come over to South Africa and visit the country. I just never had a chance to go over there. Normally I have too many difficulties with my probation officer about traveling. Being champion, you have women all over the world, all types of women, models, actors, just all types of women. Everybody wanted to be next to the champ, especially when you're on television all the time, people talking about you. I was pretty much of an exciting champion. So people were talking about me. I was knocking everybody out in spectacular fashion, so people never saw that before.
My mission is to go and destroy and not to let anything get involved. You get punched, you get hurt. I refuse to be hurt, knocked down, and knocked out. I can't lose. I refuse to lose.
That's huge right hand. That should be it. And down goes.
I always try to aim through the back of my opponent's head, fantasize my punch going through them and ending out the back of their head. It sounds like a brutal sport, but it's just a technique. It's just an art. And when people hear you talk in this particular fashion, you think of you as some brutal monster, but it's all about the skill, the speed, the accuracy. And that's basically what I named my style after.
How dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills? They're just as good as dead.
People don't have the slightest idea how hard it is to break somebody's jaw, to break somebody's eye socket. And they think it's just with power, but it's the accuracy of the power. When every punch is thrown with bad intentions, with the speed of a devil.
Actually, he was crying in there, making women gestures like,
My job was to hurt people. I love fighting, not because I like hurting people, because I like the after effect of fighting, and that meant I got the job right. Once the job is done correctly, that's my satisfaction of it all. I was beating guys off of just pure brute strength and intimidation. Most guys were just pretty much intimidated. They lost the fight before they even got hit, most guys. I knew the art of skullduggery. These guys, I knew how to beat these guys psychologically before I even got in the ring with them. As soon as I come into the ring, I'm gloved. No, stop it. That's not true. While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever in the back of my glove. I'm breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated, but I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me, but I always stayed afraid of him. But as closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. I walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. I keep my eyes on him, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him, I keep my eyes on him, I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his armor, boom, and one of his eyes may move, and then I know I have him. Then when he comes to the center of the ring, he still looks at me with his piercing look, and as if he's not afraid, but he already made that mistake when he looked down for that 1/10 of a second. I know I had him. He'll fight hard for the first 2 or 3 rounds, but I know I already broke his spirit. During the fight, I'm supremely confident. I'm moving my head, he's throwing punches. I'm making them miss and I'm countering. I'm hitting him to the body, I'm punching him real hard. And I'm punching, when I'm punching him, I know he's not able to take my punches. 1, 2, 3 punches, I'm throwing him punches in bunches. He goes down, he's out. I'm victorious. Mike Tyson, greatest fighter that ever lived.
You know, I sure had a fine time last night, Jax.
I had saw this young lady, Robin Givens, on television one day. I had called somebody and I said, get me in touch with that young lady. And I left to go to England. I kept calling this guy every day to get me in touch with this young lady. And eventually he arranged for me to get in touch, and I had dinner with this young lady. And me and this young lady went out for a few weeks. And then eventually I proposed to her. Maybe it must have been a month or 2. And then I proposed to her, and then we got married eventually. And that was disastrous because I was too immature to be married, and there's no reason. I was too young to be married. She was too young to be married at the time, so I don't know why I'd done it, but I just was emotional. I was in love, I believe, and I got married. And then, of course, I was being a pig, and I started having my extracurricular activities on the side, and me not being the most cautious and using the most skullduggery of tricks. I got caught most of the time, and she didn't like that very much. So we got into a great deal of fights, and Yeah, and then it was just pretty ugly. It was pretty ugly.
Michael is a manic depressive. He is. I mean, that's just a fact. It's been torture. It's been pure hell. It's been worse than anything I could possibly imagine. I think for the first time I can understand abused women. There's a time when he cannot control his temper.